This just in. A new crop called hemp has been predicted as the next miracle crop. This magic crop is so efficient it has been required by law that all farmers must plant and cultivate hemp on their land or face legal penalties. Hemp is more robust and naturally durable than cotton and fast-growing. Hemp can be used for thousands of products including paper, fabric, oil, lotion, and medicines. Even our founding fathers used hemp when drafting the first two copies of the Declaration of Independence. President Washington has even jumped on the hemp train and grows it on his own land. The future is hemp. Don't miss your chance to grow the biggest new billion-dollar cash crop.
Abraham Lincoln here, President, juggler, and sweet, sweet lover, here to tell you how to set the mood before you invade the South. The key is lighting, and I only use American-grown hemp seed oil. It can turn any log cabin into a love shack of freedom. And because it's grown in America, it's only a few of me per pound. So when you want to show your lady friend how romantic you can be in your love cave of tenderness, use American-grown hemp seed oil. American hemp seed oil. Burn bright all night.
Welcome back, America. And for this segment, we will now turn to Dr. Sally Buds with the USDA and their recent findings on the hemp product.
Well, thanks, Patricia. A new study taken by my team at the United States Department of Agriculture found that hemp crops yield 4 times more paper per acre than trees do. While trees take a long 20 years to mature, it only takes the hemp plant 4 months to mature and be ready to process into rope, jeans, paper, or basically anything else. The dense rate at which you can plant hemp seeds makes it so that 250 to 400 seedlings can be grown in 1 square meter. Currently, our forests are being cut down 3 times faster than they can even grow. If we were to switch all of our paper needs over to hemp, we could sustain all our forests and have better, stronger, longer lasting, and environmentally sound paper. No chemicals are needed to grow hemp. The plant in itself is an excellent weed suppressor. Hemp even takes in 4 times more carbon dioxide than trees. These are just a few of the main reasons that industrial hemp is a superb alternative to just about any other substance. So the next time you make a purchase, make sure it's USDA approved hemp products for a happier, healthier world.
Thank you for taking some time out of your day to come talk with us on Hemp TV, Mr. Gaznier. It's a pleasure to meet you, Louis.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me on your show.
We're here to talk to you about your film Reefer Madness, which has reemerged and is getting a lot of publicity lately.
Yes, of course.
What was the message you were trying to express to the American public with the movie Reefer Madness?
I was trying to save American youth from the evil effects that the marijuana plant has on their minds and their soul.
What is it exactly that you believe is so potentially dangerous about the use of marijuana?
The cannabis plant affects the mind in a sinful way. It can cause good, wholesome schoolgirls to become promiscuous fiends and turns even the most intellectual and honest man into an adulterating psychopath incapable of any remorse.
So it would be safe to say from your stance on the cannabis plant that you support the ban of hemp cultivation that is currently being proposed?
Yes, the Marijuana Tax Act is the exact type of response I was hoping for when I made Reefer Madness. If we get rid of pot, we need to get rid of anything that represents this godforsaken plant. If we keep hemp legal, people will just use it to get the drugs that marijuana provided. They're both evil plants.
So you believe that your movie was the reason for the tax proposal, not the major logging and nylon companies that would be negatively impacted by the addition of hemp products to the market?
The Tax Act was passed because of the unholy effects the plant has on the mind. I'm sure it was not my creation, although I'm sure it helped enlighten many Americans to the seriousness of the matter.
Well, thank you for your fascinating insight. Ladies and gentlemen, Louis Gaznier's film Reefer Madness being reopened, available for viewing in theaters near you. Louis, thanks for your time.
Update on the American war effort. Since the Japanese began cutting off Asian supplies to America earlier in 1939, hemp supplies have been dwindling. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has issued a film titled Hemp for Victory and urges all farmers to show their patriotism by growing the crop hemp. The film demonstrates how to successfully grow and reap hemp, as well as a brief description on its importance throughout human history. So just how important is hemp to our men overseas? Hemp is used to make rope for our naval towelines, webbing for parachutes, and even the threads that lace our soldiers' boots. Farmers who do support the war effort by growing hemp will be exempt from military duty. The USDA is calling for thousands of acres to be planted with the goal of over 50,000 acres within the year. In times of war, every American must do his part.
Breaking news, the last acreage of hemp has just been harvested. Today marks the end of the hemp industry in America. This development comes to a shock to many who placed their bets on hemp as a possible future cash crop for the country. Less than 20 years ago, the popular magazine, Popular Mechanics, hailed hemp as a new billion-dollar cash crop. The magazine raved about the many benefits of hemp, from its ease to grow to the massive collection of products that it can be made into. The magazine stated in regard to hemp's future that from this point on, almost anything could happen. Something most certainly did happen, but not the something that many people hoped for. There was no agricultural hemp revolution during the second half of this century. Instead, the hemp industry fell apart and shriveled up. The decline and ultimate destruction of the hemp industry was caused by the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937 and the changes in industry. The Marijuana Tax Act, created nearly 20 years ago, put regulations on growing hemp and clumped it together with the illegal drug marijuana, discouraging many farmers from growing it. This, combined with taxes associated with the crop, pushed many to focus their efforts on other crops. The introduction of nylon and other synthetic materials in the last 2 decades have also lowered demand for hemp and hemp-based products. The death of hemp can be attributed to changes in economics due to advances in technology and poor policy. With the last acreage of hemp harvested, the future of one of America's oldest agriculture industries is gloomy and uncertain. Dan Smith, Fox News.
This just in. As of today, the Drug Enforcement Agency has decided that the substance hemp be classified as a Schedule I narcotic. This is also along with other drugs such as the psychedelic MDMA, DMT, heroin, LSD, and GHB. Schedule I classification means that these substances have a high potential for abuse, have no currently accepted medical use, and have a lack of accepted safety for use under medical supervisions. This is very controversial among citizens due to the less than 1% of delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, which is the psychoactive high that users get from smoking marijuana, which is not present in hemp. Earlier, in 1957, hemp was outlawed due to the confusion of the plant hemp and the drug marijuana. It was banned due to the close nature of the plants and its possibility for being used as a narcotic. There has been uproar with farmers and citizens across the United States who feel that this categorical pairing is not only devastating, it's unjust. We want to hear from you, our viewers. Write into the station and title your letters, Hemp for Victory or Jail. This is Mari Joanna signing off for the evening. Hemp TV.
So what are your views on hemp?
I don't see why it shouldn't be legalized.
Good answer. What are your views on hemp?
I think we should legalize hemp because we can tax the crap out of it. It's good for the economy.
So what are your views on hemp?
Hemp. I think it's a very viable resource that we're not tapping into that can be used for a lot of things and was used in ancient cultures up until the past century when the industry regulation took over.
So what are your thoughts on hemp?
I think that you can make really good ice cream out of hemp, and it's really healthy for you, and it's a sustainable plant, and it should definitely be legalized in America.
So what are your views on the hemp industry?
I think that it's, a very large industry that the U.S. is yet to tap into, and I think that, if you want to combat the deficit problem, then the hemp industry is a great way to do that.
What are your thoughts on hemp?
Well, being from Canada, I grew up in the oil industry, and I've seen how resourceful the oil industry has been, but I know that with our current global environmental situation, that it would be very efficient and resourceful to get into it.
I'm here with Bruiser, and we're going to ask him what he thinks about hemp. Hey Bruiser, what do you think about hemp? Yeah, okay. It's good stuff.
Thanks for tuning into Hemp TV. Smoochie Wallace here.
And I'm Sir Tiva, and today we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the legalization of hemp. The day that hemp became legal to grow in the U.S. was the turning point for our environmental crises. First, it skyrocketed over paper as a product.
Paper from trees, how absurd.
That's right, Smooch, which is a good thing. It saved our forests and created a more durable type of paper. Although the United States was the last industrialized country to legalize hemp, we are now the leading country in hemp production and creating a sustainable market, less waste, virtually down to no use of fertilizers, pesticides, and other dangerous chemicals. Because hemp is so durable, our prices immediately became environmentally honest, and they are creating far less waste in our circular economy, which means less landfills and a cleaner water and air. Now, in honor of those who served for hemp in our country, we ask the citizens to reflect on their favorite hemp heroes and their sayings that went down in history.
Bill Hicks is my hemp hero per se. He has a really cool quote. It says, "Why is marijuana against the law? It grows naturally upon our planet. Doesn't the idea of making nature against the law seem a bit unnatural?"
My favorite person in hemp history is Thomas Jefferson, and this is what he said. "The greatest service that can be rendered to any country is to add a useful plant to its culture."
Yeah, hemp!
Signing off for Hemp TV, I'm Sir Tiva.
I'm Smoochie Wallace.